Hey there, it is Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe. Look at that man who's on the screen with us right there.
That's a fine hunk of man there with was it private school hair, Christian school hair?
Private Christian school hair.
Yeah.
Yes, it's private Christian school hair. Rick, that's very fashionable of you to know that. I'm just glad to be here on the talk show where we almost talk about faith. FaithTalk Live. we get like right up to the edge, but we don't actually do it. Or is it that Rick hides in the bushes?
Oh,
and then jumps out. Hey, let's talk about faith. FaithTalk Live. I've got plenty of them, guys. I've written jokes just for this event.
I love it. And they're not dad jokes. They're Faith Talk shows. Yeah, they're worse.
They're like absentee dad jokes. I don't know what these are. They're really bad.
Is that like absentee ballot jokes? I mean,
yes, mail them in. Just dial them in.
Mail them in. The post
put them in the mailbox and steal that mailbox. They don't need to go anywhere.
Hey, Ed Wiley has a bunch of them. You know, Ed, we should give out your cell number and people could call you for the joke of the day to just encourage them. What do you think?
Give out your cell number. That seems like a bad idea. Have you seen the internet, Rick? The internet's got some crazy people.
We know about those crazy people.
You don't want to be giving any numbers, any digits, letters. Don't give anything. It's just maybe some curls of your private Christian school hair.
Love it.
Call now. I will pray over one of these locks and send you one of these locks of love.
Thank you. I thought you were going to say I'll send you an 8x10. That would be.
That's very. It's okay, Boomer. That is very Olin Mills. That is. Olin Mills.
House. Wow. That's taking me back. Olin Mills.
And everybody if you're listening, you can't see what Ed Wiley just did.
It was the Olin Mill pose.
It was the Olin Mill, yes. And you've got to dress similarly. Is that a word? Similarly?
Similarly.
Yes. You've got the Olin Mill shirt on. Rick, like you're looking good. I look like I stole some stuff from Tractor Supply, and maybe I did.
You'll never know.
Never will know.
Ed Wiley with us, comedian, father, husband, just overall genius.
Goat farmer.
Yeah. Hey, I saw something on your Facebook about your mother. And your mother ends every phone conversation with person, woman, man, camera, TV, legend. What's that all about?
Well, she's just funny. She heard about Trump talking about how he passed this cognitive test. And true story, she had the same test. She's 80. She had the same test. And they ask you at the end, they're like, okay, back in the earlier question, what did what were the pictures?
Yeah.
And so now she ends every phone call by saying, Ed, just one more thing. Person, woman, man, camera, TV, or whatever it is. I can't even pass the test. Person, woman, man, FaithTalk Live. We're not going to actually talk about faith. We're going to tell dumb dad jokes and put them in the mailbox.
We're going to build a wall around faith and not talk about it. That's what we're going
to do. It's going away. It's going away. These jokes, they're going away. They're going away. Nobody's going to see them anyway. We have like 3 listeners. It's not. They're not going to hear them. They're not going to see them or anything like that. So,
thanks, Ed, for that. Dan's family, my family will be moving on your farm after that remark there.
Our 3 listeners.
Yeah.
And Kay Dodd is one of them. I don't know if she's watching today or not.
Hey, Kay Dodd.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know, every comedian, right, Dan, that we connect with, they know it. And they adore him.
Yes, they do. Everybody loves Ed.
Has probably worked with you at some point.
Hey, honey, everybody loves me.
I'll put it in writing if you want me to, Ed.
Yeah, I need a letter. I need a certificate. Can I graduate from the Faith Talk School of Everybody's Awesome?
Stalking, yes.
I'm awesome. Yeah.
Hey, since you've been busting our chops from the beginning that we don't talk about Jesus.
Jesus.
Yes. FaithTalk Live. Yes, we're here.
I'm just going to toss that to you now. Now, let me ask this first, though. Because
I actually believe that I'm a sinner in desperate need of redemption? Yes, I do. And that only Jesus can give me that. Yes, I do. See, I've just raised the bar.
There you go.
Not being pharisaical, I just kind of raised the bar. Just lifted it up a little bit. just took it from we were kind of low and took it high. Kind of low, high. High.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Doesn't he sound like Dana Carvey doing George?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's a throwback to high school, which was a long time ago for me.
Yeah. It was.
Ed Wiley with us. Okay, Ed. So, if the comedian thing dried up, if there were like something like a COVID that happened,
a comedy COVID,
yeah,
what would you do?
I would come on FaithTalk Live. I would go out. I live on a goat farm. You guys know. I would get on a goat and I would ride that goat around and then jump out and say, "Hey, let's talk about faith." Yeah. That seems like a real effective way to reach people.
I like it.
I don't know.
So what's got
wearing masks too? The goats would have a mask, so it would be appropriate.
That's good.
So what's God been showing you lately? I know we've talked to you a couple of times about what's been going on with just the challenges that we've all had. What's God been saying to you?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I guess the recurring theme, seeing as we're still in March and it's August, is that's kind of a hacky joke at this point. But I ran out of COVID jokes like March 31st. It was I peaked way too soon with the COVID jokes. Really, just that, like, this whole thing has been a reminder that we never really had control over a lot of things. I think we had, most of us, myself definitely included, kind of thought we had control over. We live in just a time of unprecedented prosperity and opportunity, and this has been, I think, one of the reasons why folks are so prone to grabbing onto conspiracy theories right now about all of this is because it gives people a sense of control when there is none.
Yeah.
And really, the object of our faith ought to be Christ. We can look and say, oh, well, there's this mysterious group hiding in the shadows. It's Rick and Dan controlling all the weather and everything.
Hey, don't tell people that. We want that to be very under the radar. Okay?
It's just like all of that stuff. I think is just another. It's weird because it's those types of conspiracy. They've worked their way kind of into kind of the Christian zeitgeist in today's day and time, and they don't have a place there, man. I mean, our focus ought to be on Christ Himself, on loving our neighbors ourselves, loving God, and those things are a distraction. So I've just been thinking about, like, we just, a lot of things we think we have control over, we never really had control over. God was just giving us opportunities and blessings, and here we are in COVID, all kind of sharing the same. The verse in Corinthians that says, you can comfort others in with afflictions that you're both nodding. You can't, you listeners can't see them nodding. They know what verse I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm just butchering it. It's basically something's bad happening to you, then you can help other people who got the same bad thing happening to them. You got the bad thing happening to you, Jesus helps you, and you can turn around and help other people. It's a help.
Like hamburger helper.
We're all in the same boat right now. Like, nobody can say, I don't understand. Like, it's suddenly like there's kind of a forced empathy, thing. And so I guess that's some of the stuff, that I've been chewing on. How about you guys?
Well, I want to point out, first of all, that you are the second guest today that has used the word zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that's not a word you hear every day. So
we collaborated on that.
Apparently you did. You and Damian Boyd.
FaithTalk Illuminati pre-meeting.
Zeitgeist. I want to hear Trump use the word zeitgeist.
Well, there's a lot of there's heists. They're going into banks and they're taking a lot of things, and we'll see what happens. They're heisting and they're geisting. And sometimes, they tell me that they're zeitgeisting. I don't know. There's a zeitgeist.
But nobody's zeitgeist is quite like you, though, right?
Geist. No, I have the best zeitgeist. My doctor told me. He looked at it. He said, this is probably the best one I've ever seen. It's phenomenal. The phenomenal zeitgeist.
I love it. Oh, my gosh.
Ed, 2 questions. Which one of your kids is like you, because there's got to be at least one.
Hopefully none.
I mean, because look what you just did. We threw something at you, and you basically performed.
Hit it out of the park.
Yeah,
beautifully.
Disrupted class. Yeah, I don't know. There's see, a lot of them keep it on the down low, and then they get in a situation. We see them doing something. We're like, oh no, they got the thing.
They got the Rona.
Yeah, they got the thing. So I'd say a solid half of them have a little performance thing going on. Maybe 5 out of 6.
Yeah.
Our oldest is a solid introvert. She's not like she's the most normal and stable of us all. But I'd say 5 or 6. I don't think there's a highlight kid.
Now, the oldest, is she the one that's most likely to roll her eyes at you when you tell jokes and stuff? Or
no, she didn't roll eyes. She goes, and walks out of the room.
Which is worse than rolling the eyes, I think.
No, it's way worse. It's way worse. Hey, did we do the last time I was on with you guys, did we talk about the 90s CCM cover band that sews their own clothes?
No.
That's for HEM. See, what you do is you take a little joke and you wrap it up in a little package and you just shove it in that mailbox and you set the mailbox on fire. So that joke's garbage. It's trash.
For him.
Yes. For him. That's really bad. See,
Yeah.
That's where my career is. I'm wandering around in a goat pasture going, for him joke is good. Let me shear this goat and make my own clothes. Okay.
Hey, they laugh at your jokes, though, right?
FaithTalk Live, everybody, where we almost talk about faith.
Yes, I like it.
Ed Wiley, who is almost on medication this morning. I'm sure that it'll kick in at any moment.
Oh, my gosh.
Follow Ed. How do you follow Ed, Dan?
You follow Ed at edwileycomedy.com.
Yes. You can follow me at edwileycomedy.com and you can enjoy your best life now.
And the second time Best Life Now has been mentioned.
The poltergeist. You don't know which one I am.
Poltergeist.
You know, if our next guest says that,
You're killing me.
Zeitgeist, I think we're going to play the lottery today.
Yeah, I think we should, definitely.
We've done Poltergeist and Zeitgeist.
And Zeitgeist and Best Life Now in both of these interviews. We've mentioned this.
Joel Osteen Books for Cats. Your best life. Meow. I'm sorry. No, set the mailbox on fire right now. Set it on fire. That's a federal crime. Dare do that. Don't do that. It's a federal crime. Don't do it.
Ed Wiley on FaithTalk Live. We appreciate when Ed's on FaithTalk because we're better for it every single time. Hey, thanks for not doing your show out of your car this time.
Hey, I got real internet now.
Yeah, you stayed on with us. It's been great. I love it.
I'm super grateful.
Wow.
I sacrificed 3 or 4. No, I didn't do that. Very grateful. Very, very grateful for high-speed internet. Actually,
awesome.
Hey, real quick, what do you have coming up? Are you doing anything online streaming? Do you actually have I have
a live show coming up in October at the Capitol Theater in Lebanon, Tennessee, with Johnny W. and Brian Bates, and I am super excited about it. It was kind of like I had some family stuff to work out. We got all that worked out, and I'm just hopeful that the COVID numbers they're doing temp checks and requiring masks in the venue. They're doing social distancing. They're doing all the precautions. I'm just hopeful that the COVID numbers continue to decline so that doesn't, go the other direction. So I'm super excited about that. Very hopeful that show will happen. That's a fun area of the country to perform in. And I really love I'm a fan of Johnny W. and Brian Bates, so I always enjoy working with them. Personally, though, can't stand either one of them. They're just horrible. No,
of course. Now, if everybody's wearing masks, how can you tell if they're laughing and smiling or if they're just looking with disdain at you?
Well, that's the thing. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna wear a mask and earplugs and
and blinders.
Yes, and I'm just going to kind of mumble through a pillow or something. I don't know. That's a good. You have to listen. You have to listen very closely.
Yes, to hear the muffled laughter.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed, I need you in my life every day. I love laughing like this.
Do you think next time we could have Ed and his mother on at the same time? I think that would be awesome.
Well, Ed, she said recently, she was like, Ed, I have some things that I'd like to say about this pandemic, but I don't think the Lord wants me using that kind of language.
Oh, Mom.
She's awesome.
She would fit right in on FaithTalk Live. Sure.
Yes, she would.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. So, all right, you have this thing coming up in Lebanon, Tennessee. You haven't really performed in front of an audience for a while.
It's been a while. March. March.
Do you think like everybody's just going to explode? That's going to be like the best show ever? I mean, you've got so much stuff on the inside. What do you think?
It's you have to, comedy's like a muscle. You have to, every like mentor I've ever had said that, and then being in it for a little while now, that's the way it is. It's like going to the gym. That first time back can be a little rough.
Oh.
And the shorter the set is, in my experience, the shorter the set is, if you've had a long break, the rougher it is because you don't have enough time to get back into it. Fortunately, this is we'll each be doing a pretty long set. So hopefully we can get in there. But I think also I think audiences are going to be a little more forgiving. I think everybody just wants to be with other people right now,
and laugh.
Yeah. And I just have a balanced view on this, guys. I'm super concerned about the virus because it hit my mom's hometown really hard. I know people who've died from it. I know people who've had it. New people. I don't know them anymore because they're not here. I was supposed to be really dark humor, but it
we didn't know if we should laugh or not. So
it didn't work out. There's no laughter, just total silence. It's like it's going to be at my first show back. Are y'all not laughing, or do you just have 75 masks over your face?
I don't know what that was. That was like George H.W. Bush turning into Joel Osteen.
And Mr. Rogers a little bit too, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Mr. Rogers, which they're similar.
Yeah. Very
similar.
Are they going to stream this at all for those that can't be in Lebanon? Or?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a live only thing. It's a live only thing. Mr. Rogers.
Hello, Dan. Hello, Rick.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah. Mr. Rogers / Southern Baptist preacher. I like it. It's very good.
How's everybody doing? Very, very not Midwestern, Mr. Rogers.
I do that voice around my kids. They run out of the room going, that's creepy. They run. They don't like that voice. They didn't grow up on Mr. Rogers. They don't have. They have no he's not endearing to them.
Weirdos.
Weirdos. Yeah.
Ed, we're going a little long, so I'm going to keep you for another minute because I really want to know what was it that attracted your wife to you? What was it that you said to her that closed the deal, do you think?
Oh, well, like the first time we went out, I think I've told you guys this before, so you'll lose some listeners over this, but we went on a date and we were sitting on the steps outside our apartment, and I told her, I'm not making this up, I think you're an attractive sister in Christ, and I'd like to continue interacting with you. And it worked.
Wow.
So
she
no
bought
where
that?
you are in life right now, I just want you to know, like, God is bigger than your pickup lines. This is, I'm really ending this on a sour note. That was a really terrible note to end on. It was probably some kind of minor zeitgeist. It's a bad note.
My pickup line would have been the best there ever was.
Yes.
We're going to be talking in a little while with Ken Kington. I'm hoping that he or Dr. Gary Lane really they bring up zeitgeist.
Yes.
Is it zeitgeist or zeitgeist?
Zeitgeist.
Zeit.
Yeah, with a Z.
Yes.
I don't know what it means, but I've heard it before.
It's a
kind of means like the thinking of a bigger group of humans. Kind of what's everybody feeling right now? What's trending on the global Twitter in your heads?
See, that sounded like half George W. and half Dr. Evil. There was a little Dr. Evil in there too.
Well, I'm not intending that, but I'm a little rusty right now.
I like that. No, I think you should work. You have both of them now.
We'll just do very non-precise, funny impressions. We'll try for that. This is the funniest non-precise impression.
$1 million.
They want $1 million.
Yes.
Well, I'm asking again for your support here on Faith Talk Live. I did not get the nomination, but you can give a denomination of $5, $10, $15, $20, $25 to Faith Talk and help us raise funds so we can continue not talking about faith.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Rick.
My goodness. Oh, that's funny.
Ed Wiley, follow him and go see him if you can.
Interact with him.
Interact with him. It'll be
interact.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk with you maybe before the show and then right after to see how it went. You
can practice on us. That'd be great.
EdWileyComedy.com. Check it out. We got to go to a break. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
Thanks,
guys.